I'm Sarah, and I'm from Sandy Hook Promise.
Welcome. I'm Brandon Rainey from Sandy Hook Promise.
Hi, everyone. My name is Jordan, and I'm a sophomore at Hickory Ridge High School in Harrisburg, North Carolina. I'm also a National Youth Advisory Board member for Sandy Hook Promise's SAVE Promise Clubs. SAVE stands for Students Against Violence Everywhere.
Hi, my name is Drew. I'm a senior at Cutler Bay Senior High in Cutler Bay, Florida. Like Jordan, I'm also a National Youth Advisory Board member for Sandy Hook Promise's SAVE Promise Clubs.
We're here to talk to you about the Safe2Say Something anonymous reporting system, which will help you to save lives by empowering you to prevent shootings, violence, suicide, and other harmful acts in your school and community. Let's hear from Jordan about a time when saying something saved lives.
I'm going to tell you a story about a student. As a freshman, she attended a Sandy Hook Promise Say Something training session. Because of what she learned at the training, she knew she should say something if she witnessed anything that was a serious threat. A few weeks later, a boy in her class posted a picture on social media with a gun in his hand, warning students not to come to school the following day because he was going to shoot it up. The kids at school were posting all over social media, warning their friends about how they were scared to go to school the next day. The student who attended the Say Something training, she made the choice to say something to a trusted adult. She took a screenshot of the post and showed it to her teacher right away. At first, she felt a little awkward and uneasy to talk with her teacher about this scary information. But she knew it was too important not to take seriously, and that she had to say something to an adult immediately. Afterwards, her teacher assured her that she did the right thing. Because she reported the threat, the school and the police were able to get involved before anyone was harmed. To this day, that student thinks about how terrible and tragic the situation could have played out if she hadn't taken action, if she didn't say something. By saying something, she helped save lives.
Today, you will learn 3 steps that will help you keep your friends and classmates safe from hurting themselves or someone else, simply by saying something. Step 1, recognize warning signs and threats. Step number 2, when you observe a sign or threat, act immediately and take it seriously. And step number 3, say something to a trusted adult, use the Safe2Say Something anonymous reporting system, or call 911 in emergency. Using these 3 steps will empower you to help keep your school safe and to get help for people who need it. Before we jump into each step, I want to emphasize that overall, schools are safe. Your teachers, administrators, and staff are continuously working to ensure your school is safe as possible. However, schools are not immune to shootings, violence, suicide, and threats. There's still a possibility that these things can happen. That's why we're here today, to teach you 3 steps that you can use to help keep your school safe.
First, let's look at some numbers about violence, suicide, and threats that impact you. 20% of students report being bullied. 17% of students seriously consider suicide. 59% of students ages 14 to 17 have witnessed community violence in their life. That means, on average, well over half of you have witnessed violence somewhere outside of school. This could mean you saw a fight, someone getting robbed, or even a shooting. On average, there are 20 school shootings per year that kill or injure at least one person. We may not hear about all of them, but during this school year, we can expect about 20 schools in this country to have a shooting. I'm going to tell you 2 stories to illustrate these numbers. Here's the first story. The student who posted this couldn't get over a breakup with her boyfriend. He broke up with her just before Valentine's Day. She started coming to school late and cutting her classes. Then, she failed 2 of her classes in the first semester. Even though she'd been a star softball player for years, she quit the team and started talking about how meaningless life was. Then, she posted this image on Instagram, saying she wanted to end her pain altogether. This is an example of a warning sign of someone who is thinking of hurting themselves. Here's the second story. The student who posted this was getting bullied every week by a group of older students. He became severely depressed, started hating school, and began researching weapons and school shooters. He started to draw pictures of guns and death on his schoolwork. Just before Thanksgiving vacation, he posted, "Don't come to school tomorrow if you want to live." This is an example of a warning sign of someone who may be considering harming others.
As you can see from these stories, People can show warning signs before they hurt themselves or others. This means that when you see a warning sign, you have the power to help. Here are a few important numbers. According to a study by the U.S. Secret Service National Threat Assessment Center, 100% of school attackers in their study exhibited warning signs before they carried out their attack. An attack is defined as a current or former student who planned to physically hurt or kill at least one student or staff member. In each instance, they gave verbal, physical, or virtual signs that they were planning to hurt or kill people. For example, they posted on social media or tried to recruit others to help them. Recognizing these warning signs means that you can get help to stop the attack before it happens. When it comes to cyberbullying, that means bullying people online using text or social media. 59% of teens report being cyberbullied. If you see that someone is being bullied online, this means that you can stop it from happening. And young people who self-harm, which means they intentionally hurt themselves, are more likely to tell a peer and seek help from a friend rather than an adult. This means that if one of your friends is thinking of hurting themselves, for instance, by cutting themselves or considering suicide, they are more likely to tell you than an adult. If you see or hear that someone may hurt themselves, you are in a position to get the person help. You are the eyes and ears of your school.
Now I'm going to talk more specifically about what you can look out for. This is step 1, recognize warning signs and threats.
So what is a warning sign? A warning sign is something a person says or does that shows they may be planning to harm themselves or others. Here are some examples of warning signs a person may be planning to harm others. I want to emphasize, though, that this is not a list of every warning sign. Being obsessed with weapons or school shootings, talking about hurting other people, talking or posting about an upcoming attack, and bringing a weapon to school.
Here are some examples of warning signs a person may be planning to harm themselves. Feeling like things will never get better, talking about wanting to die, talking about a plan to die, and cutting or burning themselves.
Here are examples of warning signs that a person may be in crisis, which is when someone is going through something that is overwhelming and they need help. Big changes in personality or appearance. For instance, a friend who is usually happy is now frequently angry and aggressive. Withdrawal from friends and activities. For instance, a friend who hangs out with you almost every day after school, but now goes directly home to be alone. Refusing to go to school or skipping school a lot. Being physically or verbally abused. For instance, a friend who tells you his father hits him every time he fails a test. These are all warning signs.
Other warning signs that someone may be in crisis include being bullied or bullying others based on real or perceived differences, including any of the following: race, gender, sexual orientation, religion, disability, and body type.
As you've just learned, there are many warning signs we can watch out for. We also have to be aware of threats. So what is a threat? A threat is when a person communicates that they intend to harm themselves or others. Someone might say a threat, write a threat, or post a threat on social media. Here are some examples of threats to others. I'm going to take them all out. They will regret they ever met me. Here are some examples of suicidal threats. I'm going to kill myself. I'm going to end it all.
Please note, vaping tips will no longer be accepted. If you suspect a student has a vape on them in school, please inform a staff member. If you're concerned for a friend or yourself, please reach out to My Life, My Quit by texting Start My Quit to 855-891-9989. This program provides coaching that helps teens develop a plan to quit, identify triggers, practice refusal skills, and receive ongoing support for changing behaviors. This program provides self-help and educational materials designed for teens with input from teens. As you look to recognize warning signs and threats, here are some definitions that will be important to know. Discrimination, unfair treatment of one particular person or group of people. Hate speech, using threatening verbal or written language that expresses hate or incites violence against a group. Hate crime, criminal act motivated by bias against a person's perceived race, color, religion, national origin, sexual orientation, gender, gender identity, or disability. Bullying, negative behavior is repeated multiple times that intends to cause physical, social, and/or psychological harm. Harassment, behavior that is unwanted and unwelcome and offends or humiliates an individual.
Where are these warning signs and threats found? Anywhere and everywhere. For example, you can find them in a school, in places like classrooms, the hallways, and the cafeteria, as well as outside of the school in places like the bus, at home, at parties, and at sporting events.
Social media is a main source of warning signs and threats. It's where so many students go to make a threat or express their feelings, including anger, anxiety, or depression. And what we know is that adults aren't on the same social media platforms we are, so they aren't seeing everything we see. That's why it's so important to learn how to recognize when someone needs help. You are the eyes and ears of your school. Let's look at some examples on social media.
This student texts, "Anything has to be better than this. Living like this." This is a warning sign that someone may be at risk of hurting themselves. This student posts, "It's over for all of you." This student is making a threat and at risk of hurting others. This student writes, "I know a big secret about her." She's planning to reveal something private about a classmate. This is bullying, and it is a warning sign.
Now, in your activity guide or on a separate piece of paper, I want you to write down 3 examples of warning signs that you just learned. Pause the video now and hit play when you're finished.
Now that you know step 1, how to recognize warning signs and threats, let's learn about step number 2. Act immediately and take it seriously. Act immediately when you see or hear a warning sign or threat and get help. It's essential to act immediately because all too often, no one acts at all.
It's important to acknowledge that it can be difficult to act immediately. Here are some reasons that people may give when they don't act immediately. She's too young to hurt herself. I thought someone else would do something about it, or he just wants attention. My friend will be mad at me. My friend won't trust me anymore. My mom told me to stay out of other people's business. Acting immediately can be difficult, but just because it may be difficult doesn't mean it's an excuse for doing nothing. Not taking warning signs seriously and failing to act immediately could result in tragic consequences for you, your friends, and your classmates. You are doing something brave when you act immediately to help a friend or classmate. Helping them is more important than them being mad at you.
One of the biggest reasons that can stop you from acting immediately is that you'll be called a snitch. But there's a big difference between snitching and saying something. When you snitch on someone, you're trying to get someone in trouble for your own gain. When you say something, you're getting someone help for their own safety and protecting others from harm. Saying something is simply about getting someone help.
Remember, it's important that if you see warning signs and threats, you act immediately and take it seriously. Be an upstander, someone who helps a person in danger of hurting themselves or others, and not a bystander, someone who sees warning signs and threats and does nothing. When you're an upstander, you have the opportunity to save someone's life. Now, in your activity guide or on a separate piece of paper, write down 2 reasons someone may not act immediately. Pause the video now and hit play when you're finished.
After you recognize warning signs or threats, act immediately and take it seriously, the third and final step is to say something to a trusted adult. Use the Safe2Say something anonymous reporting system or call 911 in an emergency. I want to highlight that you should always say something if a friend or classmate is displaying warning signs or communicating threats. Also, if you recognize that you are displaying any of these warning signs, you should say something to a trusted adult. Trusted adults are adults who listen to you and take your concerns seriously. You are the best judge of the trusted adults in your life.
Your trusted adults can be a lot of different people. They could be your teacher, a school administrator, your school counselor, or your coach. And there are lots of different types of coaches. You could have a basketball coach, a drama coach, or a chess coach. Your trusted adult could also be someone outside of school as well. Your parent or guardian, a mentor, for instance, a family friend you can talk to, a family member or a community leader, for example, a religious leader like a priest or a pastor. I want to emphasize that this is not a full list of trusted adults. These are just a few examples. There may be other people in your life that are your trusted adult that are not included here. And it's important that you know who your trusted adults are right now. That way, if you see warning signs or threats, you'll know who to go to immediately. It can be hard to have these conversations, so let's look at a strategy you can use that might help you with these conversations. First, tell your trusted adult who you are concerned about. You can use this language to start the conversation. I'm concerned about. For example, I'm concerned about my friend. The second part is to describe what warning signs or threats you are seeing and bring any texts, videos, or pictures you may have. You can use the word because to start to describe why you are concerned. For example, I'm concerned about my friend because he's being bullied. The last part is to tell your trusted adult what you would like their help with. You can use the language, and I need your help to explain what you would like them to do. For example, I'm concerned about my friend because he's being bullied and I need your help to make it stop. To summarize, you can use this language to help you talk with your trusted adult. I'm concerned about, because, and I need your help to.
Your next activity has 2 parts. First, write down who your trusted adult is and 2 reasons why they're your trusted adult. Second, within the next week, tell your trusted adult 1 reason why you chose them to be your trusted adult. Pause the video now and hit play when you're finished.
Now, let's talk about 911. You should only call 911 when there's an emergency and then tell a trusted adult. An emergency is when someone needs help right away because they are injured or in immediate danger. Now, I know calling 911 may seem difficult. You may be nervous because you've never called 911 before or worried about giving the right information. Also, sometimes people are concerned what's going to happen when they call 911. For instance, I have a friend who's had bad experiences with the police, and they're concerned about how the police might react if they call 911. I have another friend who has struggled with mental health, and they told me they're reluctant to call 911 because they're worried whoever responds may not understand their needs. This is why we want to provide you some more guidance about when to call 911. Call 911 when there's an emergency. This is when someone needs help right away because they are injured or in immediate danger. Here are examples of emergencies when you should call 911 first and then tell a trusted adult. Someone threatens to kill people and shows you a weapon. Someone threatens to take their own life and has access to pills or a weapon. Or someone is unconscious. Here are some examples of situations that are not emergencies. Someone stops coming to school. Still tell a trusted adult. If someone is very upset and angry, but not threatening anyone, still tell a trusted adult. If you have questions about when to call 911, talk with your trusted adult.
You just learned how to say something to a trusted adult or call 911. But what if a trusted adult is unavailable or you're not comfortable telling an adult and it's not an emergency? Use the Safe2Say Something anonymous reporting system. The Safe2Say Something anonymous reporting system is completely anonymous, so you don't have to give any information about yourself you don't want to. You can submit a tip if you recognize warning signs in a friend or classmate. You can also submit a tip if you recognize warning signs in yourself and need to talk to someone.
The Safe2Say Something anonymous reporting system works by simply submitting your concern using the app, telephone hotline, website, or text message 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. A trained analyst will respond to you immediately. Our analysts care about helping you and are always ready and available to listen to your concerns and take action about anything you share with them.
To use the app, download it to your phone or mobile device. Search for Safe2Say Something Anonymous Reporting System in either Google Play or the App Store. Next time you have your phone, remember to download the app. Once you've downloaded the app, open it on your mobile device. The first time you launch the app, you will need to create your own numeric passcode. Then you can sign in. If you forget your passcode, you can create a new one. Simply go to the menu on the top left corner of the app's homepage, select Reset Passcode, and create a new one. Here's a short video that shows you how easy it is to use the Safe2Say Something Anonymous reporting system.
Once you've downloaded the app, open it on your mobile device. The first time you launch the app, you will need to create your own numeric passcode. Then you can sign in. Next is to locate your school within the app. Select the concern from the menu that you would like to address. You will then be asked to type in details about your concern. Finally, upload any photos, videos, or sound files related to your concern, and then hit submit. You will be able to have an anonymous two-way conversation with a crisis counselor to ensure they have all the information they need to get help for the individual you're concerned about. You will also get a case number so you can log back in at a later time and add more information if you want.
If you want to submit a tip on the website, first go to safe2saypa.org. Once there, select the Submit a Tip icon and complete the form. If you'd prefer to submit a tip over the phone, call 1-844-SAFE2SAY or 1-844-723-2729. An analyst will be standing by to take your call and will work with you to gather the necessary information. At the end of the call, you'll receive a tip number and password. That will allow you to log in online and provide additional information that you may have about your tip, as well as exchange private messages requesting additional anonymous information. It's as easy as that. Thanks to your anonymous tip, the analyst will work with the appropriate people in your school community to act on your tip and intervene as needed.
How do I submit by text? Text S2SS to 738477. Follow the link to submit your tip. When submitting tips that contain serious acts of violence, you'll be required to provide the following information: description, event type, description of person, origin of the information, when did this occur, is there a weapon involved?
Our analysts are caring, experienced, and helpful. They will listen to your concerns and will work with the adults in your school community to get help. The analysts are always available, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You should contact the Crisis Center if you or anyone you know is displaying warning signs.
Today, you learn the 3 steps to the Safe2Say Something anonymous reporting system. Step 1, recognize warning signs and threats.
Step 2, act immediately and take these warning signs seriously.
Step 3, say something to a trusted adult, use the Safe2Say Something anonymous reporting system, or call 911 in an emergency. By bringing the 3 steps of Safe2Say Something into our day-to-day lives, we as students will be able to reduce violence and threats in our schools and make our schools and communities a better place to be. We have the power to make a difference in the world around us just by saying something.
If you would like to be more involved with helping to keep your school safe, I encourage you to join or start a Save Promise Club. Save Promise Clubs are free, student-led clubs that are in schools across the country. Save Promise Clubs take an active role in keeping their classmates safe and building safer schools. Here's a short video to learn more.
School shootings.
Violence.
Loneliness.
Hate.
Suicide.
As one student,
You might not know what you can do.
here's what you can do.
Start or join a Safe Promise Club.
Students Against Violence Everywhere. Save Promise Clubs are kindergarten through 12th grade school and community-based organizations.
Led by students for students, encouraging young people to take charge of keeping their friends, schools, and communities safe.
We lead student-driven activities that educate and empower our classmates,
so we can build socially inclusive student communities and be upstanders.
We educate our schools and communities about Sandy Hook Promise's Start With Hello and Say Something programs. We organize a Start With Hello week in September and a Say Something week in March, and work to make these programs a part of our school's culture.
We engage the school community with special national events like the Save Summit, Save Day, and National Youth Violence Prevention Week.
Save Promise Clubs are the most important club you'll ever join. We create unity and are like a family. We give each other a sense of belonging to something, and that's powerful.
So if you only join one club this year,
make it a Save Promise Club.
It could be
the most important club
you'll ever join.
To learn more, go to sandyhookpromise.org and search for Save Promise Clubs.
So, why should you say something? You are the eyes and ears of your school.
Why should you say something? You see and hear things that others don't.
Why should you say something? You can reduce violence, suicide, and threats. If you say something, you can save a life of a friend or a classmate.
As a final activity, write down the 3 Say Something steps. Pause the video now and hit play when you're finished. Thank you for taking the time to learn about the Safe2Say Something anonymous reporting system. Being a student means you are uniquely positioned to influence and support the community around you. You can stand up for your school, your peers, and your friends, and say something. Thank you.